Ramen was introduced to Japan from China in the late 19th century and quickly became popular as a cheap and filling meal. By the mid-20th century, it had evolved into a uniquely Japanese dish in its own right, with regional variations emerging across the country. Meanwhile, instant ramen, invented in 1958 by Momofuku Ando, revolutionized the dish's accessibility, turning it into a staple food for millions. The three best-known variations are Hakata-style pork bone tonkotsu broth, Tokyo's soy sauce broth, and Hokkaido's rich, flavourful miso style. Still, it is an oversimplification to say you can only find 3 types of ramen in Japan. Every single region has its own style of noodles. But this widespread popularity is sometimes a double-edged sword, as finding a ramen that can live up to expectations can be an undertaking. Sometimes a poor bowl of ramen can end up salty, greasy, and generally unfulfilling. Just like our first guest, Seadog VA, who joins us for our first dish at Menya Nishikawa, a shop specialising in a rather special ramen topped with tender slices of roast beef instead of the typical braised pork.
今日はうちの2種類のラーメンで特製牛骨麺と特製豚骨麺この2種類を作らせてもらいます。牛が具だくさん乗ってるような本当贅沢なラーメンで、豚骨に関してもチャーシューをたくさん乗せたりとか、見て楽しんでもらう、食べて楽しんでもらうっていう思いを僕も作らせてもらってます。
Are you ready for some rich umami flavors, Mr. Dog?
Well, when you say it like that, I feel like I'm going to be tortured.
No, it's going to be good. How often do you have ramen?
Once every 2 months. Out of all the Japanese foods, probably the one I eat least.
Why is that?
Because it's the one that kills you the quickest. Oh,
and he grilled that as well. He like flame grilled that.
That's what I'm talking about. That is succulence.
Whoa.
Whoa, you went for the extraordinaire. What is that?
This is called the Ultimate Beef Special, and it's got beef, pork, eggs, more braised beef, more pork, mushrooms. My gosh.
This is marinated meat as well. This is everything I've ever wanted in life.
So a taste of the...
Ooh, that's really lighter than I thought it was going to be.
That's nice. This is, it's quite a light broth here, right? Asari style.
I feel like whenever we go in the countryside and we're like cycling, we stop at like the only ramen spot in town. It's like just like DEFCON 5 level salt. It's just, like, we poured the whole thing in.
Well, I think given you've got some fairly salty things, you've got lots of pork, beef,
some seaweed too.
It's nice to have a broth that kind of complements that, right? The noodles here, quite thin, almost
I
like
love the noodles.
What's that, Hakata, Fukuoka style, right?
Give it a shot.
The broth has quite a lot of pork in it, right? It gives it a real rich umami flavour, despite being...
You can't say that. It's illegal.
Sorry, rich umami flavour.
All right, I'm going for a noodle with pork. Let's do it. Oh my god. Oh. I'm so happy right now.
Man, that beef is so juicy. Oh, beautiful pink, just to the right amount, right? There's a perfect point when it comes to roast beef. It's got to be slightly pink.
I must be the worst person to have on camera right now because I just can't think. I can only eat. I'm just a vessel for eating.
Do you want to try a bit of beef as well?
I've got to have one, yeah, have one.
Extremely juicy.
I can't believe you share with me. Truly,
you
become more benevolent after meeting the king. You must have learned a thing or two.
I've learned from King Charles.
That's the best chashu I think I've ever had.
I will say, like, when I lived in the countryside, I used to eat ramen once a week because
there's just so much more. There's a lot of places that do it, right?
There's a lot of great mum and pop style shops, and the area I used to live in, Yamagata, was quite famous for its ramen. And then when I moved to Tokyo, I haven't really had ramen much because I haven't found like...
There's a lot of really bad places, I think.
There's a lot of bad places in Tokyo. I haven't found somewhere that gets me excited enough about ramen to want to frequent it. I think we found a candidate for my new favourite ramen shop in Tokyo.
So this entire video, you're going to become obese? Is that like the thing?
Well, in this video, yeah, it's going to be quite problematic.
Chris, when will he pop like a Mario minigame? how many restaurants do we have to go to?
We're going to need another bloody cycle-thon at the end of this to see me through.
And so our first dish complete and stuffed full of mouth-watering ramen topped